everyone. This is Yael from ASCENSION and I want to wish everyone a happy new year. And thank you so much for all your support, for your likes, for your comments, for subscribing, for sending me messages, and getting personal readings and healing sessions from me last year. It was a mutually enriching experience to be able to interact with your energy. So thank you so much for all that. And what I have is, I don't know if you've, thank you also for all those who sent their condolences on my lost litter of puppies. I do have a new pup though, and her name is Ash. Her full name is Ashtatara. I named her after the Atlantean goddess who is the keeper of the gold codes. Okay, so I'm not all that sad anymore when it comes to that lost litter. Next heat, my dog will try again. But for now, we have a new member of the pack, and she's lovely. Okay. Anyway, I have the infinity spread for twin flames to check out what the energies are for this week. As always, the divine masculine side is over here, the divine feminine side is over here. And let's get on with the reading and start with the masculine. First card we have for the masculine is the Corsair, the Knight of Spirals. And this Knight of Spirals is just ready to go. He's ready to set sail. He's accompanied by his pet parrot there, and this is a very determined and very passionate energy, wanting a new beginning, because this is fast. The equivalent of this card is, in the traditional Rider-Waite, would be the Knight of Wands. So there, the fire energy coming through, really wanting to get a head start on his new beginning. Okay, seeing what else lies. It's like, you see, he's got this periscope here, like the divine masculine at the end of last year. You know, the project at the last quarter of the year was the awakening of the divine masculine. And the seeds are already there. He's beginning his awakening. It's like he's seen that through this periscope. And what remains is for him to travel to that island to take the actual steps. And that's what he's doing with this new energy. And here we have the Knight of Stones, and the Nine of Stones rather. The Nine of Stones is a card of, sort of a card of inventory and assessment. You see, this maiden, she has all these stones which she's collected, but she's turning her back on them. And stones represent material resources. They're like pentacles, coins. However, she's turning her back on them. But why? She carries with her this walking stick, which is it's like a shaman's walking stick, and it connects her to the spiritual world from the physical world from where she's at. And that's just in line with the beginning, the awakening of the divine masculine, wherein they are starting to realize that there is more to life than just these stones. And if you remember, a lot of the readings last year, not just from me, but from other readers also, an aspect of the divine masculine's awakening that was preventing them from being fully awakened was holding on, holding on to these things in the material world that they've built, especially if they've built life with a karmic. But now they're sensing, because of that siren call of the divine feminine, they're walking towards it already. See, you have this walking stick here. So that's an aspect of his awakening now. And here we have the Ace of Stones, which is a sacred monolith. It's very, very tall, almost touching the sky and enlightened by the sun. And this is a card of new beginnings. It's pregnant with possibility in the third dimension. Because remember, as above, so below. And here we have the masculine walking towards it already, towards this. Okay, the beginning of, it's like stones are already manifestation, okay? This is the beginning of it. But in order to manifest whatever he's seeing through that periscope for his new beginning, he has to walk towards it. And here, whatever he will create in this number 1 year of this cycle, it's going to be blessed by the heavens. It's going to be, how do you say it, very, very enlightened. It's like, if you're coming from that place wherein you are creating with love, because you won't do that if you're enlightened. And if you're a twin, you're doing it, whatever you're manifesting, if you manifest it with the intent that you do so with unconditional love and for the highest good of all concerned, then whatever you manifest will be a gift. It's sacred. Something that the divine is blessing you with. Okay, next card we have for the divine masculine is the Ace of Scrolls. And this card, see, it's all connected. All these cards are connected with his awakening. So it's like, this is like season 2 of a series, wherein season 1 was last year. It was leading up to his awakening, and here we have the first episode, so to speak, of the season. And here he is. The Ace of Scrolls represents, you see this tree here. Well, of course, it's beginnings. It's new beginnings with this new and higher wisdom that he's gained. He has the keys there that unlocks this higher wisdom that is available to him at this moment. And you see there that the crow is calling for him to access this, to make use of it, because no matter how difficult it is, you see the tree there in the background, that it's very flexible, right? It bends with the wind, and from the way it's drawn, you can see that a great, big, strong wind was trying to make it fall down. Well, probably not deliberately, but that's nature of strong winds. But it's still standing tall, And that's where masculine has come from, especially with the recent purging this December, the latter months. In order to get to a place when you awaken, usually something life-changing happens, something big. I don't know how it is with your awakenings, but usually it's not only a single event. It could be several events that led to it. Some have a more rude awakening wherein it's really a life-changing event. I'm talking about near-death experiences and all that. But for others, it's a string of events. And then you realize why you've gone through it. Anyway, that's what the masculine is going through right now. Okay, he's trying to access this because he knows that it's going to help him, and it has helped him weather that storm that he's gone through. But the good thing is he knows he has these tools to work with. These, it's like it's in his spiritual toolbox, and he's heading towards it. Okay, and let's look at this is the, and here we have observe this for the masculine side. So right now, this week at least, since he's been receiving these messages, okay, from spirit about his divine origin, about himself, what he can do, the gifts that are available to him. And he's kind of integrating this. He's integrating this within himself and observing. It's like, you know, if you watch those movies with twists at the end, and then you didn't see it coming, so you watch the movie again to see what did you miss. Kind of like that. That's the energy I get from it. And with that knowledge, if he watches it again, he knows what to watch out for. He's observing not only things as they unfold in the future right now, because, you know, he's armed with this new perspective right now. He knows already that nothing, that that there is such a thing as 3D, that's separate from the spiritual world that he's been initiated into. So not just what he's experiencing now, but what's gone also before. Again, doing that rewind, saying, hey, what did I miss? Oh, so that was it. You know, something like that. Okay? And see here, I just picked this for sort of clarification. And again, it supports this because here, this ship is travel, indicates travel. And because it's a flying ship, it's going to an unknown, exotic destination. You see the passengers there, they're eagerly looking around at the views. So in this journey, and because it's a flying ship, it's like he's boarded a trip wherein he gets to see, while he's on that trip, see things from a higher perspective. So that's all good. Let's be supportive for our divine masculines. Okay, now let's move on to the divine feminines. First card, Nine of Scrolls. And this indicates despair. Despair, sadness, regret, disappointment. And I think this is leftover energy from the holidays somewhat. Because the holidays were very, very stressful, so to speak, in the sense that we have expectations of everybody around us, whether it comes to your Christmas gifts, whether it pertains to people remembering you during the holidays, especially if you really don't have any family to spend it with, or even if you are your family, if your family is dysfunctional and you know they leave you behind, they leave you out, or you just don't want to engage because it's going to bring up some sticky topic that's going to end up causing tension between among everyone. So, but this is also saying that you're very tired. You see that angel there, she's exhausted. Um, but it's like the last hurdle that you have to overcome in this growth cycle. So anyway, we're all familiar with this energy, so I won't speak more about that. Next, we have, despite exhaustion, we have trust. Two of stones. This is a card of trust. You see the bear. The bear, very solidly, he's managing this jump. There's a crevasse there, but he's managing it because he knows he can do that jump. He's woken up from hibernation. You can see there. It's like after a change in seasons, you trust that you have the strength, the vitality to get to that other side. Okay? So despite being exhausted, still, there is trust there. After sort of that period of resting, that hibernation, it's sort of like what I did. Well, it was a forced hibernation because of all the energies, and I really didn't get to enjoy the holidays because I opted to rejuvenate, get well, reclaim that level of energy that I usually have. And I'm getting there, so it's good. So, anyway, next card we have, excuse me, is the Nine of Spirals. And the Nine of Spirals, we see this father wind blowing the spirals from across the horizon. And this is a card of perseverance, the Nine of Spirals. So, perseverance. And this is a message from the divine to persevere on your course. We see there is a compass here. And the wind, whenever you're sailing, you have to know how to position the sails when you're harnessing the power of the wind to keep you going in the direction that you want. And this is a message, and this is also what some of the divine feminines are continuing to do. Despite being exhausted, still they trust and persevere. The last card we have for the divine feminine is the Empress. Wonderful. See, despite being tired, if we trust and persevere, we get to this place wherein it's filled with transformation and abundance. See, we have several images here. The snail urges us to be patient. Okay? This, she's nurturing this bird, which has given off blue eggs, implying that the bird is rare. It's very rare and precious. This thing that we're nurturing and trying to keep alive and, thriving. When it comes to a twin flame relationship, there is, of course, there are other, what are those things? There's butterflies indicating transformation. So in all this abundance that you get, a sort of a reward for your trust and your perseverance, it's very lush. It will surround you, and it will also transform you, especially if you're used to operating from a place of lack. And lack, when you despair about what's going to happen to you, that indicates that you're operating from a place of fear and not love. That also indicates that you're not trusting the universe to deliver to you what you want. But when you get to a place wherein you operate from love, especially from unconditional love, the support system of the universe kicks in, and it gives you, it reciprocates that unconditional love and that trust that you're putting out by giving you all this abundance, whatever you need in life. So, there, because we see here this lotus flower, it indicates purity, but it's also, in a pale pink color, which is the color of the ray of unconditional love, the pink ray. So, not only will this abundance transform you, but it will transform everything around you, because you're going to look at things differently. It's like other people think the cart before the horse, right? Putting the horse before the cart. Oh no, the horse goes before the cart. But in this, because it doesn't apply this kind of relationship, human rules or human ways of thinking or even manifestation, because it's very linear, they don't apply to twin flame relationships. Once you get that even though what appears to you may seem very dismal or not what you expected, but if you continue to trust and you persevere, you will know that's like, you will know that there's more to it than that. There's something else that is coming. If it's not there yet, then it's on its way. It's like it's like the universe, you're in a fine dining restaurant, okay? You order an entree, and it's taking long. The chef is taking so long to cook up your order. And then, so one of the servers gives you a plate of, I don't know, canapes or something, hors d'oeuvres. And then you mistake that for the entree and you complain. But your entree's still coming. Your order's still coming. And the universe is just giving you entree so that you won't get hungry during the wait. Anyway, so there. That's what it's saying. Your trust and your perseverance will be rewarded, especially after this very tough time during the holidays. And here, see, this clarificatory card of the female energies is mice. And mice are pests, okay? So all these things that are causing you to be in that state, it's just saying remove them. They're inconsistent with trust. This doubt, this uncertainty, the tiredness, yes. You know what? I don't blame you in one sense if you're tired already, but then make a distinction. There's a tiredness, an exhaustion that is still happy. You get what I'm saying? And this is different from the tiredness that you feel when that is mixed with resentment because you didn't want to get that tired in the first place, or you didn't want to do the thing in the first place. I'm trying to find an example, but it's like doing CrossFit. The work is hard, really. It's, but you feel good afterwards, so it's a different kind of tired. Of course, that's a very shallow analogy, but you get what I mean. It's like if you're working for people you love, you're doing the work for someone you love, it's not as tiring as when you're doing it just because you're going to get paid. Okay? So anyway, message there is to get rid of that. It's just eating your resources, your energy. It's eating away your resources, your energy, all those things that you would be able to share, because this is the stock in your house. It's like your energy levels. If you're playing a video game, you can see your the life bar, slowing down, getting depleted. Well, that's what all that doubt, that uncertainty is doing to you. And the card for the Divine Feminine is here. See? Awaiting results. Still explains this. So the Divine Feminine is still, especially a lot of us, are still in separation. But we're awaiting results here, awaiting manifestation. But take heart, because this tree, this miraculous tree that you have planted, you see, it bore fruit already. It's there, but it has to emerge still. And it's not visible yet because this tree has no leaves. It's still enclosed in something else. That, look, you look at that woman, you wouldn't think that there is a tree inside of her. But there is. And in order to be able to generate those branches that go way up to her higher heart, and you can see there's yellow fruit there. It symbolizes the golden Christ consciousness energy. And this fruit is in her higher heart. And that's what part of what we've worked so hard to achieve, to activate, to unlock last year. So while the foliage of this tree isn't visible yet, this tree, because it's standing strong and its branches extend upward, you can just imagine its roots, how they've penetrated the ground in order to be stable. And that's what we've been doing all this time. So, message for the Divine Feminine. Yes, tiring, but keep trusting, persevere, because there will be ample reward later on. Oh, here, I forgot to show this. This, the card at the bottom of the deck. This is Six of Scrolls. And here, the Six of Scrolls indicates, this is representative of Ganesha. It indicates obstacles that we have, obstacles to higher learning, higher spiritual development that have to be removed. But as you can see, the elephant is holding this little scroll there, which says that very little work needs to be, has yet to be done. So very little work remains to be done, rather. Okay? So there, that was the bottom of the deck card there. Bottom of the deck card here was clarity of belief. Again, a number 1. So these are very good energies. Although it's not yet apparent, because these things, they're happening under. It's something that should take you out of this energy. Okay, so let's see what connects these two. Okay, we have the Eight of Spirals, which is the Eight of Wands. So, very fast energy connecting these two. And also a message from Spirit that the things that you have to do, work on them. You saw the last card in the deck here, just a little more ways to go. Yes, you're tired, but you know, keep on keeping on. So, how does this go? Okay, so for the Divine Masculine, here we have him. You know the song that comes to mind? It's A Whole New World. So he's discovered a whole new world. He's realized that he needs to explore that world. Okay, that spiritual world, the spiritual side of him, because there's more to life than the things he's accumulated through the years. Making that journey, then observing what he's being given, whatever messages he's been given. And here, what connects him to the divine feminine energy is this energy of haste. It's like he found out he was late to the party and he wants to make up. He wants to get there on time. So fast energy. Okay? And in doing his fast energy, getting into the winds of spiral, the 9 of spirals, getting into that energy of persevering, charting his direction, and sort of he knows where he wants to go, but because there are circumstances, external circumstances, which he cannot control, he has to adjust his sails, but he knows where he's going. There. So when he's faced with this card of, when it comes to the Divine Masculine, okay, I'm reading this as earthly matters. That kind of gets him down because it's slowing his course. These things that he has to veer away from, he has to adjust his course because of other things that are popping up. That keeps him in, that moves him to an energy of frustration. Frustration is the main energy I'm feeling here. But he's trusting that despite his slow trek, so to speak, that he's been slowed down in his travels, he knows that he's headed towards the right direction. And he's also awaiting results. Okay? Even if he's a bit impatient about it. So even if you haven't heard anything from your divine masculine, trust me, he's impatient. I even get that for my twin whenever I do readings. And when other people do readings, other readers, let's say I ask, there's a very impatient because there is an urgency underlying. So from awaiting results, we have the beginning of manifestation because of all that trust, that urgency, and then we have here the beginning of truth, unlocking what higher learning can contribute to weathering whatever is in front of him. So there you have it. He's still on his journey, at least on this week, for the divine feminines here. We get out of the holidays feeling exhausted and tired, and yet there is trust there. After waking up from that hibernation, we're trusting that we're going to make that jump. We're going to make it to the other side, that we have the vital bear force within us. And here, still awaiting results, quite a bit impatient. Impatient about what? Impatient about the manifestation. Still waiting for it. But in the meantime, here, we're unlocking messages. We're heeding the call of this crow to read whatever messages the divine has for us in the meantime, because we're waiting for manifestation. And we're being told to put a move on it, get going, set sail for that. Because, and here we have the Nine of Stones. So for the divine feminines, if you're still not sure about, especially if you're very new to this concept, this twin flame concept, and you're not sure what is behind the veil, or what is an illusion and what is not. It's saying in this call to action for the divine feminines to seek out that new world. And from this bird, that reminds me of just, it's like birds of paradise popped into my head. So there, seek it out. Your abundance, your self-fulfillment, something that, equivalent to paradise. Because your journey is not just for whatever you're being called to do at this point in time. It's not just for material gain. It's something more, because this shaman stick connects you from the spiritual world to the physical world there, and on the journey, observing what other people who are on the same journey are doing, listening to your higher self. That's what I'm getting when I'm looking at this card again for the divine feminine. Listening to your higher self, and networking. I'm getting networking with like-minded people. So we get here, going on, heading towards the direction that you set your sails in. And with perseverance, you're going to have an ample reward of abundance. The abundance in that, this is sort of a reward, this is what I'm getting. That when you listen to your spiritual nature, your authentic self, what higher self is asking you to do, and you do it, you will be amply rewarded. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive. Other people think that if I do this, how am I going to make a living out of it? Okay, that said, every struggling artist before that, made it big. But That's why this trust card is there. You may not see, it may sound counterintuitive. You may not realize the reason for it, why Spirit is guiding you towards that way, but you need to trust because here you're being given the keys of higher learning. Okay? So that's what I have for you. And again, Happy New Year. Okay, and check out, I do have specials right now. Check out the website, my webpage. I have the New Year booster package if you need it. Okay, that's 30 minutes of Reiki with divine codes for new horizons, for losing weight, if you've gained a bit over the holidays or you just want to lose weight in general, but that's optional. And for the willingness to face new challenges and to fully enjoy what your life experience has to offer, and the codes for you to eliminate resistance to what is asked of you in your life journey. Remember this card? Yeah, that kind of relates to that. And then the codes for creating financial abundance successfully, for help in manifesting, for the future to arrive with blessings, for moving forward, overcoming obstacles, for bringing in something new that is welcome, and for good luck in all endeavors. That's the New Year booster. I also have other booster packages just for the month of January, okay? So you feel that you're guided to check this out, please do so. I have the Ascension Booster package, which with codes for enhancing clarity and reception of divine guidance, for awakening further to open as fully as possible to the divine, for advancing to full consciousness for those who experience lack in 3D, to shift focus to 5D, and to manifest through the help of angelic means, and of course, activating your true potential. And I also have, this is not for everybody, but for those who feel that they need psychic protection, assistance, I have the Protection Booster Package, which has codes for tightening aura against attack through the protection of Archangel Michael, Archea of Faith, and their legions of light, of course. Freedom from forces of darkness, obtaining spiritual sovereignty, strength to hold your vibration high when others, especially those with lower vibration, lash out at you and test you. And this is important, the code for to recognize the vibration of original galactic souls, because there are a lot of pursuers now, just so that you know you'll be given guidance on who are true divine emissaries from false ones, and you don't fall prey to those who want to get into the bandwagon, and because sometimes that's just marketing for them, it's not a mission. But this, so anyway, that's good to have. It's part of your protection so that you know you can discern for yourself who to ask guidance from. And I'm not just saying it's me, but you know, so this is for everyone you ask guidance from. Okay, so what else? That's it. If anybody would like to see how their energies between them and their twin, just go to the website and get a personal reading. I have my voice back now, so everything's good. Okay, so that's it. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.